In a wide and sunlit meadow, where the grass swayed like gentle waves under the warm breeze, lived a small ant named Lyra. She was not the biggest, nor the strongest, and certainly not the fastest. But she possessed something far more powerful, a calm mind and a steady heart. Every morning, before the sun climbed too high, Lyra left her nest with a quiet determination, ready to gather food for the colder months that would eventually arrive. Not far from her usual path lived someone completely different, a grasshopper named Roven. Roven loved music more than anything. He sang from the tops of wildflowers, danced across fallen leaves, and played melodies by rubbing his wings together, filling the meadow with drifting, cheerful notes. The animals often paused their errands just to listen. But Roven, despite his charm, had one flaw. He believed the warm days would last forever. One bright morning, Lyra was carrying a seed nearly twice her size. As she pushed it inch by inch toward the ant colony, she heard Roven's bright voice calling from above. "Lyra, you're working again. Come rest. The breeze feels perfect today." Lyra looked up, wiping tiny grains of dust from her legs. "It is a lovely morning, Roven, but I can't stop. Winter will come sooner than we think." Roven laughed, landing lightly beside her. "Winter? Oh, that's ages away. Look around you. The sun is shining, the meadow is full of food, and the world is beautiful. Why worry today about something that isn't even here?" Lyra smiled politely, but kept moving. "Because when it does come, I want to be ready." Roven stretched his wings lazily. "Well, I prefer to enjoy life while I can. Work later, sing now." And with that, he leapt onto a tall blade of grass and continued playing his songs, sending ripples of sound across the meadow. Days turned into weeks, and Lyra continued her quiet routine. She stored seeds, dried leaves, and tiny roots in the tunnels of her colony. Her steps were slow but consistent. Every day, she returned with a little more than before. Roven, meanwhile, filled the meadow with music. He made friends with butterflies, raced with the wind, and spent his days chasing colors in the sky. Whenever he passed Lyra, he greeted her joyfully, but he never stayed long. There was always another song to sing, another moment to enjoy. Summer slowly softened into autumn. The air grew cooler, and the shadows stretched longer across the ground. Trees released their leaves like paper lanterns drifting to the earth. Some animals began their migrations. Others busied themselves with gathering food. And one gray morning, as the first crisp bite of cold touched the meadow, Roven awoke shivering. His usual resting spot, the warm leaf he slept under, no longer shielded him from the chill. The songs in his wings felt quiet, almost frozen. He hopped through the grass, looking for something, anything, to warm himself. But the meadow that once glowed with abundance was turning sparse. Seeds were harder to find. Leaves were brittle and dry. The air whispered of the coming frost. For the first time, worry flickered in his chest. He remembered Lyra, small, steady, persistent Lyra, who had spent every warm day preparing for this very moment. Roven swallowed his pride and made his way toward the ant colony. As he approached, he saw the ants bustling in organized lines, carrying stored food into deep, warm passages underground. Their home glowed with a sense of order and safety. Lyra spotted him at once. "Roven," she said gently, hurrying toward him. "You look cold and hungry." Roven lowered his gaze. "Hi, I didn't plan well, Lyra. I thought there would always be more time." Lyra studied him quietly. She remembered how carefree he had been, how easily he had laughed, how his songs had brightened even her longest workdays. She felt no anger, only a soft concern. "You were joyful," she said, "and your songs helped many of us through our tasks. But joy and preparation must walk together." Roven nodded slowly. "I know that now. I should have listened. Is it too late?" Lyra hesitated only for a moment before answering. "No, not if you're willing to help now." Roven blinked in surprise. "Help? Me? Yes. Winter hasn't fully arrived yet. There's still work to do. You can gather what remains. It won't be as easy as before, but it's not impossible." Roven straightened himself, a new seriousness in his eyes. "I'll do it. I'll try my best." So Roven worked, truly worked, for the first time in his life. He searched under frosted leaves, dug through patches of thinning grass, and carried whatever he could find back to the colony. His legs trembled from the effort, and his wings grew stiff with cold, but he kept going. Lyra guided him with patience. Slowly, Roven, step by step. Hard work doesn't have to be rushed. Together, they stored enough food for the colony and a little extra, enough to offer Roven shelter for the winter. When the first snow finally fell, blanketing the meadow in soft white silence, Roven rested inside the tunnels of the ant colony. Warmth wrapped around him like a gentle blanket. For the first time in many weeks, he felt safe. One evening, as the ants settled into their chambers, Lyra approached him. "How are you feeling?" she asked. Roven smiled gratefully. "Better than before, and wiser, I hope." Lyra chuckled softly. "I think so too." There was a quiet pause before Roven continued. "When spring returns, I'll sing again. But this time, I'll work too. Not out of fear, but because I've learned that good days shine brighter when we prepare for the hard ones." Lyra nodded. "That's the balance life asks of us." And so, winter passed slowly, but with warmth and companionship. When spring finally painted the meadow with new colors, Roven emerged with renewed energy. His first song of the season drifted above the fresh grass, not rushed, not careless, but full of gratitude. Lyra listened from below, smiling at how the meadow once again echoed with sound. Work and music, effort and joy, each had found its rightful place. And from that day on, the quiet ant and the wandering grasshopper walked forward not as opposites, but as friends who had discovered that wisdom grows best when shared.